Audio test, okay. Alright, welcome back. So, it's another day to try to rank on the level. Um, hmm. What would make sense for like an outdoor green space or an indoor green space that is just more casual? Like, let me just try. Like, if I say each floor gets a little bit more floor, line tool, yeah, that makes sense. That I should be using it. The straight lines. Okay. That's 3, 2, and 1. So like you're viewing into a more forested area, and there's like trees here. What can I do like for trees? Not like a good icon. Mm, yeah, I'll use this block. Let me get a tree. Mm. And I think just taking that and flipping it, maybe. Did did we not select it? Okay. Maybe I'll flip it. Oh well. Okay. I don't even have a tree. Um, I wouldn't be against grapple points on this tree. Okay, and that means you use the tree to get around a little bit. Hmm. I might want to mirror this then, because like, I just thought about it. You're going in and fighting on like the right side facing right most of the time, and so they don't learn as much until here, this point where they actually start fighting on the left side. Hmm. Um, I think a pillar here works. I don't know actually where I want to put the pillars. Yeah, we have a green space in here of some kind. Wider view, I guess, that works, since I'm mainly drawing, not coding, and changing the scene much. Okay, that's just been randomly placed. I don't actually have a way to organize it yet. Now up here, what do I actually want? The pencil tool? Line tool. Yeah. Or even just appear. Mm-hmm. Do they want balconies? I don't like balconies. Yeah. What would make actual sense to get up here? Alright, it actually would make sense if there was a smaller gap above that the tree actually grows through. That, I think, makes sense. Take this. And so you use the tree to go up. The tree could also be like a platforming thing, and then I would have. Let's just rotate it twice for gaps. Yeah. First off, gap here. Um, Probably a grapple point to get on to the right. Works. So, actually, just do the tree as the background, and the grapple points are like there, with only a bit of platform. I can edit the label. Okay, see why I would need the access. Okay. Indoor space with tree that is part background, part platformer to ground. Platforming ground with some grapple points. Uh-huh. Tree, maybe. Uh-huh. Points that are similar to the forest points. Mhm. Okay. And then you would want to put yourself with some grappling points. I'll just put them randomly, really. But I think someone who's skilled enough could do like back and forth quarter circles to quickly and speedily just do everything. Hmm. Like I can imagine someone grappling this point, quickly doing the motion, and they have maybe enough time to just barely hit this one. That one. And they turn around and just like fly again, and then they do it with another point and another point. I would have to test that frame by frame. I could actually also change these to not have collision temporarily, but it's like whatever. Not right now. I should probably make the base of the tree a little bit bigger. This seems like it still need to be 2. Yeah, it could be 3. And 4 here, I guess, because it's like the start of the tree. Get rid of that last one. Okay. Yeah, that looks like a tree. Um, and so I'll put like now I can have arbitrary floor shapes. Uh, Something like that. Mhm. Let me move the player here, and then just try without all of this collision to get up from here. Run the scene. How far can I go? If I do it correctly. I could get up to that part of the branch almost. Oh, I can. And so if I remove that collision, and this collision here, run it. Not that one. I can almost make it off of the first one, but I need the second one to just send it. Do you even get the dash or anything? I could disable the air dashing until we get like a key item for it. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna need tuning. It's easier for me with my skill level on the other side because keyboard doing this on keyboard is just hard. If I wanted to try actually doing this with a controller back and forth, just vertically, could I do it? Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Holy moly. I'm still not comfortable with upper quarter circle motions. So yeah, that's insane. That's cool. You can buffer the second one and time your button and just go twice. Yeah, I like that, man. And that's just 3 tiles apart from each other. Oh my goodness. The speedrunners will have a fun time with the tree. And also a hard time with the tree. Especially because I set the motion on 2 different motions. So technically, it's easier with the joystick, man. Okay. It might actually be easier to play this game with the joystick. Do both motions. It's fun. Oh, that's a fun little optimization. Do up quarter circle and then back again. So just zigzag back and forth. Because you can start it up again like as quick as possible. Okay. Can I do it with the D-pad? Okay, maybe because I have experience with the D-pad, it's just about as easy. You know, D-pad might be easier for me. But they're both doable. It's a skill timing thing. So that's just fun. That's just fun and interactive. I might make the player collision box taller. I don't know. Okay, I like this. I like this. Let's put that and undo our changes. That just seems like fun right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that platforming challenge. It's around enemies as well, so it's fine with me. Um, Once we get there, let's give them like a one-way stare that forces them to fight facing left, because I want more facing left fights. Yeah, so let's change the path. This is my indicator for what the path is. And let's go around the tree here. Staircase or something. Fix that line. Rectangle. And then line that. Yeah, line for the floor. This is too high, too low, so it has to be this high. Based on like the player path and spacing that I want to give them. I also want to give the tree enough space. Okay. We force the player up here using this works for me. I'll add a little bit more. And then if we go diagonal line from here to here, and I want one that's straight diagonal. That works as a staircase. In that case, let's move it over to a few tiles away from the wall. One more tile away. Yeah, that seems fine. These ones. This one. These two. This one. Do not want to change the micro positioning of these things. Okay. So this thing. Use line. Go up the stairs. Go on the floor. Open the floor here. Okay. This way. Actually, no, let's just go all the way to here and the staircase. How many tiles is the stair away from the stair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The path is away by 5. 3, 4, 5. The stair is 2 away. So it's 3 away. Dang it. It's 5 from the next tile here. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that is something. Okay. And then I want the enemy tile, which I have as this one. Yeah. Plus one, maybe. Okay. I have an idea, and it's actually a little funny. Let me put a label for it. Add new node here. Label. Wizard on break won't fight you. It says he's on break. I like that. That's funny. It's a nice little Easter egg. did not break. Mm. There's no point like more enemies at this point, right? I could shrink the tower and it could be just done to the boss room or something. I feel like that's reasonable. David's part. Fine, David's supposed to grab. Yeah, that did not grab anything. That is not. Why is it so hard to grab everything? Go on the roof. Um, you need to go one more floor up. Um, I'll put the staircase here. And I'll just put one. I'll put one here. I'll change that into a floor because that's not a floor for some reason. Alrighty. And then I'll correct that soon. You get yourself your staircase. Dang it. Your staircase. Dang it. Your staircase. Remove the first few tiles. I should be putting staircases in places where it actually has staircases. There's a staircase. This would make sense to have a staircase. Technically, you only need one tile, but I leave two for walking purposes. And enough room to go through. Alright, is that good? Ooh, I can make this elevator cutscene. In a way. Because waiting on an elevator is boring, so I can just give some, like, text happening here. Wazowski is a name that might be interesting. Okay. Um, Let me add a label for this. Out here, label mini cutscene that starts dialogue boxes while in elevator. Okay, and then go to layout, transform, 90-degree rotation. About casual things in life. Want the world to feel a bit big. And cutscene that starts dialogue boxes while in an elevator about casual scene in life. Casual thing in life. The player can leave. Can player needs to be close enough. Leave or leave early or follow or more casual life. Ooh, I think actually asking like this guy on break and ask him about the boss and gives hint that they have a must be comboed field. Okay. So it's still a decently tall tower. You've got all this verticality and like some unused space and a foreground tower that you can walk past and doesn't have any significant here, I think. Oh yeah, this elevator is considered blocked off, so I need to put a wall there and some floor here. Actually, just put the floor. Why is there no floor? That's simply all I need to put here. Then open this wall. That hallway. Don't want it to be organic. I could make it organic. At least you signed the Declaration of Proportional Representation. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. I think that's an interesting enough wizard tower. mixed-use living space. This is public space, food, restaurants, offices, or sorry, reception, food, restaurant, mall, all that stuff, noisy stuff here. Then we've got like study spaces, living spaces here, living spaces there. Let me copy egg actually. The word egg. Put it up here maybe. I don't know. Wait, do I curve these? Or do I just put a gutter? It can be dry, and so I don't see any big problems with it yet. It's just like there to cover some of the living spaces and then whatnot. Alrighty, they are break. Tile map. Let's do some erasing and also flooring. Okay. Lines. Wide or 4 wide gap? I don't know. 4 seems more than fine. Uh, yeah, that's enough for that. 4 wide gap. And like 2 more here. Okay, just making sure the things work reasonably well. And then, since these would just be offices, rows of offices. Where it moves here? Let me see how much space I physically have in sprite space. Yeah, we could put text there like office, 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 or just the name of the person here. These could be offices. Okay. Um, add node label. Just rows of offices for these last few floors. Offices and living spaces. I'll check my phone messages. Hmm. Okay. Let's verify that the stairs are decently used. Um, and that everything actually has stairs. This should be in the labels folder. Floor piece. One tile down, one tile down. You would need to get there if we wanted 2 floors. I love having a consistent measurement to help me. Yeah. I think this is a decent spot to put a table. Some people chilling on a table. Um, a chair might be nicer. Or a bench. The tables are easy. I'll put this basically for like rest area or something. That's not a save point specifically. Though I definitely think here is a decent spot for a save point. Ooh, yeah, actually save points. I should think about those. Since this area is big enough that it actually should use a save point. So then table folder. Just right there you have everything you should spawning at the world. Save points at start of level. Entry room and break room. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And then for this area, I think because we're doing stairs, ugh, it's not a lot of space, so let's do it here instead. Okay, and then that would mean we need a line to erase all of these. All of these. Continue going up. That here is enough because that's fine. Let me place it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There can be an elevator, but I don't know if it's necessary. One elevator? One elevator? Hmm. Could be one elevator. Are the elevators like design broken up by area or fully? One second. Um, how are how many floors are elevators able to access a multi-use building? Oh, this the elevator. What elevator? Hmm. Explain what I mean. Say a floor is designated to use how far up to go. For elevators which specifically want you to go to choose 10 floors through X and a set it designated for X plus 1 through floor Y, then set for Y plus 1 through Z. Explain my stupidity. The pros are fifth floor don't want the transit getting in on an elevator with 20 people and perhaps stop at 20 different floors. If it was an elevator that was only supposed to be used for floors 70 to 10, 70 to 80, I'm going to zip up the building for a while, and my probability of having to stop at so many floors is dramatically reduced. Don't mean the elevators don't have the ability to go to each floor, but maybe some programming prevents use on every floor with some override. Maybe it's an honor system, and my elevator press needed for 70 to 80. You press 20, you run the chance of getting slapped. I don't know. 14 is making me. Okay. Um. mm, okay, so like, there's elevator floors. I guess that could make sense. Okay, all large buildings often have elevators that only go to specific floors. Large buildings have express elevators that are dedicated to sending people to higher floors with zero access to lower floors. For example, if I want to go to floor 30, I can use the slow one, but I have a chance of needing to go up to every floor before I can go and press on. That's or I can go on the express. That's 25 to 40. The express floors don't have buttons to get you to other lower floors in case of emergency. They can manually override that with a key. Hmm. Right. So, like, how many floors is this? Divide by 4. That's almost 10 floors. That's cool. Um, and then from here to here, it's less floors, but if we actually go to where I put the elevator, which is one more floor up, 32. Okay. So technically, I would have elevators that are alternating in the building. I think that would make some sense. Not with all of that. Man. I think I did this part wrong. And then also tool. Okay, this one would have a wall. And this would be a floor barrier. So what's this tile? Put our enemies back. So put them back, not excessively like this. Um, okay. This one, since it's a living space, gets 2 elevators. Uh, how many floors is this going up? It's already going like 40 floors. Or sorry, 10 floors. If it goes from where it started, down here, to here, that's 10 plus 24, which is another 6. 16 floors? I don't see it as a terrible idea. However, of course, it's like access locked. Or I put a second elevator next to it and that one's access locked. I mean, it's all green space, so it's fine if it goes to here. Normally, which is 30 tiles. Maybe not 20, 28 tiles, so that's 7. 7 floors. For the different areas of the green space, which, if you're in the green space, you should be able to just go wherever. You probably would need an access card, though. Okay. I think this is basically the entire place. And like the occasional stairs or something seems fine. I think an access locked elevator to here is fine. Yeah, and then the walls for it. That also adjusts the stairway. I think there. The table's gone now. No, I don't have to move the floor. I just have to say the access is locked. Control Y. Okay, control. Add node here. Label. Elevator. Access block. Save it. Copy that node. Paste it. Move this node here. Save it. Paste it. Move it here. Okay. I think that settles most of it. Yep. Okay. So, yeah. Is that a wizard tower? I guess. Uh, can I just bucket erase most of these? Call it there. Mm-hmm. Erase. Okay. This chunk. This line. That is the blocking of the level. I might make these things detect by not circle but by raycast. Since everything's so close together. Or I can do actually no, I can just change what the direction by using like a rectangle or another shape. It's different. Maybe action detect players. Oh wait, that means I can simply go to the enemy base, delete the ship, and the rest is still good. As long as I have everything with zone shape and add child. So we can adjust that, but yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. Alright. Okay, so that's basically the wizard tower. Um, it's just a slightly more interesting vertical tower because you don't go in a straight up back. You actually have to go like outside and see things, and also go see what people's lives are doing and whatnot. So let me just start putting like some wizards in places. Agile mode, no 2D. I will attach it to. Yeah, here. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. The enemy. Okay. Then we add our not nodes but scenes. So, sorry, zoner, and the basic ones mainly. Uh, Move a node here. This one's the laser user. Sure. Wait, no. Instantiate fireball. Spike. Let's add the spike one and let's add the fireball one before I start copying. Okay. The spike one works. No, that's an attack, not fireball zoner. Okay. The spike one makes sense here. Move node here. Copy. Paste. Move node here. So they're just like around. Here. They'll be introduced once. There, I think. The laser one. Yeah. Oh, Control C. And paste node. Oh, I can paste node at locations. That's amazing. I didn't know that. We'll do fireball here. Paste node here. Paste node here. You guys should be here. Okay. Then we'll take a laser. I'll paste you here. Paste one of you here. We'll take a fireball. Control C. Paste one here. And we'll add a nice spike one. Move node here. Yep. And then we'll paste one here. Spike. And one more fireball just for good measure. Alrighty. Those are enemies, and then instantiate node here is zoner. Dot scene. The final boss, or sorry, the boss of this level. Amazing. A level that's blocked out and has nothing. Also, this just, I'll keep it in there. For fun, like, ideas and whatnot. Also, like, pillars and whatnot, I think, Stairs in random places? That happens in a spiral tower, I guess. In a regular building, there's stairs, like, everywhere. I missed an enemy. Let's take you fireball. Okay. Let's put the spike one here. We'll see. Paste down here. Boom. Every like main floor past the first one, there's things. Do I start it down here, or do I start down on like the first floor? Because the first floor seems reasonable. I need one tile of height to actually be able to walk, so I'm just gonna erase that. Add node here, label. Clean space. Oh yeah, semi-solid barriers could be exist with magic. So it lets one thing through, but it doesn't let a person fall through it. And so you can wait until the thing is gone, and then roll onto the semi-solid platform, and then go up, and then these would be spiraling in circles. So I would actually like that. That seems like a good idea. I don't have an arrow sideways, so it's 5 tall. Okay, gonna put floor here. Put this back. And then just go simply like this. Okay. And then let's not forget by actually having a label here. Label. Rotating elevator that is done by semi-solid platforms um, from below. Mm-hmm. Going up. But then what about going downwards? Does that even have something that makes sense? Or do I just go like up, down, up, down, up, down, multiple elevators at the same time? How does it work when going downwards? Does the elevator build itself? No, it goes underneath. Yeah, no, but then the problem is here. Doesn't make sense to me. Alright. I can't give a lore explanation or anything for this. Not like that, at least. So, zigzag it is. Zigzag. Up, down, elevators. Then, when they turn to down each floor. Each floor or each 2 floors? Yeah, that's my notes. Alright, each stereo so it can have like semi-solid platforms. Right. Let's hear. Save my start level, entry room, break point, and break room. Each stair has a semi-solid. There's a bell. Okay, and then for like the green space, with that being the case, I need a bit of like a barrier. So first off, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For a railing, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 2 is enough for a railing, because you can jump over railings in real life, if you wanted to, but you shouldn't, because that's dangerous. Picking up again? Yeah, okay. It's specifically just this area that needs it, I think. Okay. This also can be filled in. That is a level. Nice. It's something. You probably hide the labels. That's great. I don't want to give them their full move kit right away. After this, we obtain file. What's the rewards? That's the important question. Enable the rewards. The rewards are the MacGuffin and the fireball. I could simply just not give the player an anti-air because we don't really have any enemies jumping onto the player yet. From a book, the boss drops how to fire all for non-magicians, non-mages. Okay. That's an ability upgrade and unlock. Um, as well as block spawn. I have not used the block mechanic for anything yet, and I think in the training facility level, there could be like one use case of it. It just turns into a few puzzle rooms, I guess. With it. But those would be very simple and boring. Put the block on button puzzle rooms, unless I give them more than one. You can't push the block. You can't jump on the. You can jump on the block, but that means you can't push it. Unless I do like, okay, one of those other push methods where I have to press D to hold and push the block. But you can move it by respawning it. I could do fire as like a puzzle thing. I could do fire plus the block gets deleted by the fire or breaks when it's hit to be a thing you can do with the puzzles. So if you shoot a fireball at the ice block, it breaks. And then it would release a button doing something else. But why would the facility be designed that way? That's I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do for the next level, except that I want a boss there. What do you think? I just had a thought in my head. Why would someone put a self-destruct button on their weapon that they're trying to use to destroy other people? Huh. Nah. Mm, rewards are MacGuffin, Fireball ability, from a book, boss drop, block, Fireball, and spawn block. Like from book, the boss drops Fireball and spawn block for non-mages. That they were within This is easy. My life first. I can imagine him taking that and it'd be like his wet life's work. Um, okay. What goes into space? The bench. Oh, some people stacking here. That actually works. Add node here. Label. Some people. All right, I need balcony protection. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everywhere else is done better correctly. All right. Excellent. I'll move this over so that they vertically align. Yeah, and vertical support pillars are background areas, so yeah. Okay, cool. Now this is the level. And I'm fairly happy with it. I'm going to save it and then close it and then not look at it again until I do art for it because I do not want to actually start dealing with the details yet. I think my notes should be fine enough to guide me, as well as I'd like to publish the prototype level, maybe. once I get moving platforms working, which is now a requirement of the game. The to-do list here. Mm-hmm. I could work on the HUD a little bit. Like, gather it all together in one spot, and make it have, like, a little bit of looking niceness built in and sprite stuff made correctly. What else is there that I could and probably need to do for... that's pretty important before art. Like, the art, I feel can be done basically at the end, but I don't actually know how reasonable that is. I also want to make this tool like exist in a way on the Godot store asset library. My question is that before or after? Before or after? That is an extremely important question. If I say after first game, it's not going to be done for another year minimum, because I still have to do all the art. Okay. I'll end today here now. Main goal is achieved. I'm Lasama. See you tomorrow.